That's how it used to be shot down.
This used to be the job of a Ukrainian soldier, laying mines by hand with a constant risk of being killed by the enemy. Now it's done by a TerMIT unmanned ground vehicle. This ground drone saves lives every day.
This control up and down, another one left and right.
Okay, so it's quite simple. And that's good because this year the Ukrainian government ordered 2,000 TerMIT drones and 10,000 ground drones, which means a lot of guys on the front lines are going to need to learn how to use these. So it's good that they're actually quite simple to navigate.
Established in 2024, TerMIT ground drones connect to command and control via Starlink, allowing them to be operated from thousands of miles away. But under real battlefield conditions, it's typically controlled from a distance of 20 to 40 kilometers. At the time of this report, 1,000 of these drones are in use on Ukraine's front lines. In a single day, one TerMIT can transport up to 1 ton of equipment. Until now, ground drones have been used primarily for laying mines, delivering supplies, and even evacuating dead or wounded soldiers. But that's beginning to change. They're now being adapted for a new role on the battlefield.
That's how it used to be shot down. A man with a gun is who used to shoot down that drone, but now it's done just like as you saw then, with one of these ground drones. Before, the risk would be giving away your position, and now we can see it's all done hands-free.
It strikes aerial and ground targets remotely. That is, with Starlinks or some other form of communication, everything can be done from a protected location, without exposing personnel to danger. The future lies in technology, and from what I see today, all progress is moving toward autonomy. That means, first and foremost, all these unmanned ground combat systems will become intelligent, autonomous, capable of making automatic decisions to fire, and so on. In other words, soon it will be a fight between robots, not human versus human. For young people it will be a bit easier, because today it's very similar to computer games, almost identical. That is, if you give it to someone and they don't know it's a real turret, they might think it's actually some kind of computer game.
But incorporating this new technology on the battlefield isn't without its challenges. The average Ukrainian soldier is around 40 years old. And as they say, it's not easy to teach an old dog new tricks. Meanwhile, many of the younger soldiers are still focused on aerial drones.
I've tried flying FPV drones a bit. You need to get used to it and have a good controller. When I joined the military, there was no such thing. Not even the word drones or ground drones. None of that. But when the full-scale war began, the technology slowly started to emerge and develop.
Drone technology is evolving sometimes faster than manufacturers like TerMIT can keep up. Ground drones are being put to the test in real time on Ukraine's battlefields.
We try to stay in constant contact with the military, receiving continuous feedback from the battlefield, which allows us to respond to certain situations quite quickly and adapt to them just as fast. I believe that the company are not the ones who create and improve the product, rather the ones who use it do. In one of the units, over the past 2 weeks, they managed to evacuate 10 wounded and 10 killed. That's quite a decent result. If we translate this into numbers and look at the statistics, one drone can carry up to a ton of cargo. To do the same using human resources, we would need to involve around 30 servicemen.
Буде потрібно залучити порядка 30 військовослужбовців.
The possibilities are endless for how ground drones will continue to evolve on the battlefield. But Alexei believes the true potential of this technology goes far beyond war. Like many innovations born in conflict, these machines could one day transform civilian life.
We hope that the war will end soon with Ukraine's victory and that we'll be able to use these machines in civilian life. in construction, in agriculture, for evacuation in the mountains, and for demining areas that were previously mined on Ukrainian territory. Our goal is to make sure they help not only on the battlefield, but also in civilian life.
Щоб вони і допомагали у цивільному житті.